The Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime is an isekai anime series that was handled by 8-Bit Studios and started premiering in fall 2018. It breaks the isekai stereotype where instead of getting reborn in another world as an overpowered character, the main character gets reborn as a gooey slime. The story begins when a middle-aged man named Satoru Mikami is stabbed by a random person in the street. With accomplishing almost nothing, even in having a girlfriend, a strange voice echoes in his head as he lays dying in the street. From being a typical corporate worker, he is now reincarnated as one of the weakest monsters in any fantasy game, a slime. He meets and frees a powerful monster, the storm dragon, Veldora, and befriends him where he is given the name Rimuru Tempest to grant him divine protection. With this and his ability to devour anything and mimic its appearance and ability, he sets off on a journey. In this video, we're looking into the top 10 strongest characters in the series. At number 10 is Shion. Shion is an ogre who is part of Rimuru's third party of subordinates to be called, and is also his #1 secretary and bodyguard. Shion lives in Rimuru City, the capital of the Jura Tempest Federation. She's also one of Rimuru's strongest warriors. Similar to their evolutionary race, Shion's horns grew smaller, and after becoming a Kijin, she lost her vicious look. She became a stunning lady with a voluptuous and slender body. Her hair grew longer and her skin lost its purple hue as well. Shion is very clumsy and rather dense, yet she's enthusiastic above all else. The charm of gentle elegance and natural simplicity she does not comprehend. With all her strength, she does everything. When sweeping, she concluded, "Everything must be erased," and proceeded to wreck the very building.
Rimuru-sama! 浮気をしましたね。これはリムル様にご報告ですね。
At number 9 is Ranga. One of the first groups of subordinates named by Rimuru Tempest is Ranga. He is Rimuru's incredibly caring and faithful subordinate, who almost always remains in the shadow of his master and consumes his energy before it is called for or otherwise desired. He's the chief of the Tempest Wolf clan, and the son of the Dire Wolf's former boss. His shoulders bulged, his nails hardened, his fangs sharpened, and an extra horn emerged on top of his head as he formed into the Tempest Star Wolf. His jet black hair, which covered his glorious form, is clad in golden lightning pulsating through him while he uses Shuttlefly. Like an electrical discharge, demonic energy seeps out. From his forehead develops a large golden horn. The unchanged jet black horns of his earlier form are still on the left and right. The golden horn in the middle continuously emits beam of crystallized pure light. Moving to number 8 is Souei. Souei is one of the 6 survivors of the Ogre tribe and was named by Rimuru Tempest as one of the third group of subordinates. He is Rimuru's faithful shadow and the leader of the Jura Tempest Federation's Shadow Squad. Souei shrank to 190 centimeters after transforming into a Kijin, and with the image of a lean young man in his late teens, he looks extremely cool and composed, which goes along with his cool head and is a gorgeous guy with a different feel. Souei is also very faithful to Rimuru, like all the other Ogre tribe survivors, and he also retains his long-lasting childhood relationship with Benimaru. especially now that Benimaru and Souei are no longer master and retainer, and can handle each other in public more respectfully. He is Rimuru's ultimate assassin. At number 7, we have Benimaru. Benimaru is one of the third group of subordinate monsters to be named by Rimuru Tempest. He was initially unaware of his servitude and pleaded for it to be temporary, but he transformed into a Kijin after being named, quickly became the most powerful subordinate of Rimuru for the moment, and agreed to serve him permanently. Benimaru is also the close friend of Souei and became the commander-in-chief and was given command of all of Rimuru's military forces. After evolving into a Kijin, he had the look of a slim young man in his early 20s or younger. His hair became less wavy, straighter and more pointy. His horns have shrunk slightly and become smaller, more brightly glowing than obsidian. Benimaru has a carefree character, that of a man who is excited and optimistic. He has little pride in following those that he does not think worthy, but neither does he belittle any who are lesser than him. Benimaru used to be the successor to be of the Jura Forest Ogre Village. In number 6 is Hakurou. Hakurou is one of the third group of subordinates to be named by Rimuru Tempest. He's an elderly swordmaster whose skill was already legendary even as an unnamed ogre, but who gets even better after being accepted and named by Rimuru. Hakurou transitions from a shabby but sharp old man to a middle-aged man in his prime, equivalent to all who evolved into a Kijin. His hair was thicker and sharper, and his face had lost its silver hue. His horns shrank a lot, and his facial shape, from a stubby to one with very sharp and well-defined jaws and chin, was maybe the greatest improvement he got. Usually Hakurou is quiet, although at the age of being someone's grandpa, his heart is years younger. He trains Tempest warriors in swordmanship, like Rimuru himself, and is famously stern at that. At number 5 is Geld. Geld, the orc disaster, is the one that leads the orcs in their fight against Rimuru. He's a demon lord and has the power to devour anything in his path, just like Rimuru himself. The orc tragedy, Geld, is a lumbering, brutish boss battle that can be tackled only by Rimuru himself. And even then, in the face of the overpowered slime, Geld showed extraordinary strength and endurance. Few can exchange more than a couple of blows with Rimuru and keep fighting, but Geld did it. But before an orc lord, Geld was a fair and respectful orc leader who cared about the well-being of his citizens. His mind is corrupted to the need to devour everything, and to lead and feed his orc armies after becoming the orc lord. He recovered his sentience after becoming an orc tragedy, a demon lord, but also losing his morals. He was also worried about the future of his people. Number 4, we have Shizue Izawa. Shizue was the companion of the former hero and is the summoned otherworlder of Japan, but in the World War II era. She is also known as the Conqueror of Flames, an A+ rated headquarters explorer of the Free Guild, and the former homeroom tutor of the members of the S-Class of the Freedom Academy. With blue eyes and black hair, and a red birthmark under one of her eyes, Shizue is a young woman of medium height. Shizue clarified that she was still aging internally despite her youthful appearance, which is because she was not in peace with Ifrit, but rather opposed them, as well as using her unique ability called Degenerate to stay human as far as possible. Shizue is a blade master and the stuff of legend is her heroism and abilities. Thanks to Ifrit, she is able to wield fire and nothing can get in her path. In the end though, she passed away and bequeathed her signature mask to Rimuru, who welcomed it humbly.
そうか、あれだな。
あれ？むしろオーラ出まくってんじゃねえ。
At number 3 is Veldora. He is one of the 4 real dragons throughout the whole world, and he was the bane of all mankind a few centuries back. With his talons and fire, Veldora could lay siege to every settlement and no one knew how to stop him. That is before a hero came and sealed him away. And now, in a cave, his immense strength languishes. Before Rimuru, that is, comes along and absorbs him. Currently, his mighty strength is in the hands of the little slime. He decided to live in the Jura Tempest Federation as its guardian deity after he was released. Everything Veldora needs is to rampage. He is just dangerous if once in a while he doesn't get to unwind. He deeply appreciates Rimuru as his sworn friend and trusts him, despite his nonchalant personality. His scales shine like black steel, flexible and sturdy, like a fish's scales.
挨拶しに来たんだけど。なんだ、私と遊びたいのか。
燃え尽きるがいい。
うわ、すっごいのだ。これほどの攻撃、私以外の魔王、私には通用しないのだ。どうした？まだ遊び足りぬのか。
In the number 2 spot is Milim. Milim is the second seat of the Octagram Demon Lord. Of all the other Demon Lords, she is known as the Destroyer. She is one of the most powerful and oldest, a Demon Lord with a threat level of catastrophe. Milim is a carefree woman who only wants to do something to stave off her boredom. While Milim is a Dragonoid, in her normal form she is at the age of a teenager and she looks like a normal human female, making many people at first underestimate her as a harmless life. She's got pink, shiny hair, wrapped in twin tails. Milim probably appears more like the Dragonoid in combat mode than she is in her normal appearance. After she visited Rimuru, however, she was shown several aspects of entertainment provided by Rimuru City, and as a result, her fiery temper mellowed a lot. Rimuru is known to be her only true friend and her bestie.
悪いな、魔力感知で丸見えだ。でかい。いや、丸見えってのはそういう意味じゃないぞ。誤解するな。転びそうですよ、お嬢さん。なんちゃって。
And at number 1, we have the ultimate slime himself, Rimuru Tempest. Rimuru is the main protagonist of That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, and was previously known as Satoru Mikami. He is the founder and king of the Jura Tempest Federation in Jura Forest, and is the ally and best friend of the true dragon Veldora Tempest. He is also one of the Octagram Devil Lords. He lives in the capital city of the Jura Tempest Federation, Rimuru City. Rimuru can also absorb everything and copy its appearance and abilities. Initially, Rimuru emerges as a blue-bodied slime, but his body turns silver with streaks of gold upon becoming a demon slime. In human form, Rimuru possesses blue-silver hair. There are no obvious sex features, but since the original form belonged to Shizue Izawa, he is frequently mistaken for a young female. He is still wearing the anti-magic mask he holds from Shizue as a memento, though it makes his speech pattern into a boy. He's got a kind heart and a quirky character. While he is very laid back and tries to escape troublesome problems as far as possible, when there is a job that needs to be taken care of, He generally works quite diligently.